Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. My official predictions. What I think that could happen is we gotta put some respect on Woodley. He is the underdog, which is true, because this is his first match, not an MMA match, a boxing fight. So in MMA, he had that takedown threat against a lot of fighters, not against Usman or Covington or Burns, but with Lawler, let's just say, with Darren Till. He had that threat. Now, in boxing, he won't have it, but we all know he has dynamite in his hands. When he knocked out Lawler, you know, he hits hard. Jake Paul, on the other hand, he's had 4 fights, one amateur, which uh, didn't end in the first round, and he was getting battered. Uh, then he had his first professional fight against Gibb, won, didn't knock him out, just the 3 down rule. Nate Robinson ran with his chin in the air, hoping to get knocked out. And Ben Askren, who's just not a boxer. He can't box at all, even in MMA. Once he took you to the ground, that is when he let his hands go or he would choke you out. On the feet, he can't do much. He needs you to go to the ground so he could, employ his will. That's why Jake looked really good. But if you remember, Ben Askren hit Jake Paul with an overhand. It was a quick overhand and it landed. But of course, because Ben, isn't a striker, it won't land with a lot of power. But it still landed. Now, if you see that, if that was Woodley, that could be night-night for Jake. If Tyron Woodley pressures Jake Paul in a smart manner, doesn't rush in like Nate Robinson, and doesn't, overthink kind of stuff like Ben, like not just stay far back, be smart and pressures him, because when Jake gets pressured, we saw that in the Gibb fight, we saw it in the Nate Robinson fight, surprisingly, and even the Ben fight. When Ben pressured him and landed, Jake basically messed up, went back. With the Robinson thing, he didn't know what to do at the start, and with the Gibb fight, he was it caught him off guard. He doesn't know what to do when he's getting pressured. He likes being the one pressuring and picking you apart. And when he feels uncomfortable, he wings, let's say, an overhand. He'll wing it. And if he wings it, and if Woodley's smart, pressures him smart, pulls back, because the second Jake goes down, he will overhand, throw it. So if Woodley's smart, pull back, the second Jake looks down, or throw an uppercut right there instead of pulling. If he pulls back, set up that right overhand. If he doesn't, load up an uppercut. Because when Jake goes down and the uppercut lands, that's going to drop him. And it's going to hurt him. I do think that Tyron Woodley will land something hard early on, and that will get Jake will, Jake will be like, okay, now I messed up, kinda. But that's only if Woodley pressures correctly. I could see Woodley, if he rushes in there and gets one clean check left hook, I don't think he's gonna go down right away. Because this is MMA, like that, you could reset, hold the guy. This is boxing, you can't do that. So once you go down, you have a few seconds to get up. And I do think Woodley needs to play this smart. I'll, control Jake by pressure. And then find openings to land your right hand. With Jake, he is a taller, younger fighter with the longer reach. So I do think Jake will try to, pump out his jabs and try to do a 1-1-2, like jab straight, or a 1-2, a jab straight on Woodley. I don't think he doesn't have the footwork, and I don't like, he's an amateur level fighter fighting older dudes or like unexperienced fighters. So by that case of Jake Paul not being at a high level that Woodley's at, and if Woodley does have the speed that we know, like, yes, he's not as fast as he was, but against Vicente, he landed and he hurt Vicente, who has a rock solid chin. If that happens, I do believe Tyron Woodley knocks out Jake Paul pretty early on. But if he doesn't, and he kind of rushes in there trying to overlook Jake Paul, I think Jake Paul could knock him out pretty early on. But my official prediction is, if Tyron Woodley does pressure well, I have Tyron Woodley knocking out Jake Paul in the third to fourth round. That's only if he pressures correctly. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this prediction. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.